probably most requested feature for the RØDECaster Pro 2 has finally arrived: SUBMIXES, at least in beta for now. SUBMIXES, if you don't know what it means, is the ability to create different mixes to different outputs. So you have your main mix, which includes every channel at a certain volume level, but if your audience complains that, for instance, the game audio or the background music is too loud, you can now lower the volume for that particular channel only for that specific audience without having to change the main mix. And there are a lot more practical use cases, especially since SUBMIXES can now be created not only for the digital output, as it was the case when the custom routing first arrived in the last firmware, but also for the analog outputs, which is, and I don't use this expression lightly, a game changer. But all this is much easier to understand if I show you, and I'll show you an example too, which will be a little controversial, but we'll do it anyway. Let's just take a step back and let's take a closer look at the backside of the RØDECaster Pro 2 first. On the right side, you have your analog inputs, the 4 combo jacks, plus we know that there are 5 more digital input options, which are the USB 1, the USB 1 chat, the USB 2, the Bluetooth channel, and the sound pads also have their own input channel, so we have altogether 9 inputs. These are what you can see on the main screen, provided that you use all the available channels. On the left side, we can see the outputs. First, the USB 1, which actually outputs 2 separate channels through the USB cable that's plugged into there, the USB 1 main, and the USB 1 chat. Then we have the USB secondary output, and of course the one we can't see, the Bluetooth output. These are the digital outputs. On top of that, we have 5 more analog outputs, the 4 headphone ports, and the main monitor output. That's also 9. But in fact we have one more, the SD card, as the RØDECaster Pro 2 can record to an SD card to which something also needs to be outputted to, so we have 9 inputs and 10 outputs altogether. And with this new beta firmware, you can still set any and every output to send out the main mix, or the mix minus, or, and this is the game-changing improvement, you can now create different mixes for different outputs, not only for the digital outputs, but also for the analog ones. And that means that you can create an individual mix for each output, so 10 different submixes for the 10 different outputs. Okay, I know, this may look and sound a little bit overwhelming, but it's always easier to understand using an example, so let's create an imaginary setup where, through a miracle, one of the greatest bands on Earth was resurrected and reunited, the Beatles. They come together for a band rehearsal before they got on stage for that one last concert, and you are the lucky one to produce it with your RØDECaster Pro 2. Only Paul McCartney couldn't make it to the studio, so you're having him on a Zoom call, and you have Discord chat running too, because why not? Here's how the setup looks like on the RØDECaster Pro 2. When it comes to your inputs, you have your own microphone on mic 1, you have John Lennon singing into mic 2, you have Ringo Starr drumming on mic 3, mic'd up with a single mic. Well, he had a rather simple drum kit. One mic was enough. You have George Harrison playing guitar on mic 4, and then Paul McCartney coming in on the Zoom call over USB 2. Meanwhile, when it comes to the outputs, on USB 1 main, you are sending out the entire mix into your digital audio workstation for recording in multitrack. Security first. On USB 1 chat, you have your Discord community. On USB 2 secondary that's connected to an iPad, you have Paul McCartney on the Zoom call, Sir Paul McCartney to be precise. As for the headphones, similarly to the microphone setup, on headphone 1, you have yourself as the producer controlling everything on the RØDECaster Pro 2. On headphone 2, you have John Lennon, he's coming in on mic 2. On headphone 3, you have Ringo Starr, the drummer, who is also Sir Ringo, by the way, and has mic 3. On headphone 4, you have George Harrison on guitar, he's on mic 4, by the way. And you have the main monitor speakers set up in a separate room for anyone that paid you enough to witness all this. Let's start with yourself as the producer on headphone 1. When going into the outputs menu and the routing, first you need to select which output you want to manipulate, and instead of the simple large fields in the previous firmware, which were indicating channels that you can take out from the selected output entirely, you now have faders for each input channel in a certain outputs mix, and you can move them up and down as you want by tapping them and then turning the rotary dial, but you can also click the chain button below them to first dealing them from the main mix, we'll get back to that in a second, and with a second click to fully exclude the channel from being sent out through a specific output, just like in the previous firmware. And this is what we want to do. Let's exclude the USB 1 main channel from every output to avoid any random notification sound to distract us. Then you have John Lennon on the vocals, who's having headphone 2 on. For him, Ringo's drumming is a little too loud. Now, you don't want to change the drums volume in the main mix, as it is just right, but only for John. So let's head over to John's headphone output, which is headphone 2, and lower Ringo's volume coming in on mic 3 for John exclusively. He also doesn't want to hear the Discord chat, which is on USB 1 chat, because he has never heard of Discord, and he's also not interested to learn about it, so let's take it out from John's ears. He also wants to try a different sound to surprise Paul McCartney, and therefore John does not want to be on the Zoom call either, and who are we to challenge John Lennon? So let's also take out USB 2. Now John tells us that he wants to hear himself a little louder. Could not be easier. Just turn his microphone, that's mic 2, a little up for his headphone, which is headphone number 2, and there you go. Then Sir Ringo behind the drums, having headphone 3 on, he does not want to hear John's voice that loud, so let's turn him, coming in on mic 2, down for Ringo's headphone, which is headphone 3. And of course, he couldn't care less for the Zoom and Discord channel either, so let's get rid of USB 1 chat and USB 2, as well as USB 1, so that he can't hear it by clicking the button below the submix channel faders until you see the little red cross and the channel faded out from that output. George Harrison with the guitar is just fine on headphone 4 when it comes to levels. Just take out all the digital channels from him in the same way that we did with Ringo. He just needs to hear the other Beatles and the producer on mic 1. You are recording the Beatles on the SD card, but you don't want the Zoom call, the Discord, or even yourself recorded there. So let's take out these channels respectively. USB 1 goes out to your DAW on separate channels, so in multitrack, it's fine to record everything as is, couldn't hurt. But when it comes to the main monitors, you only need to output the musicians there, so everything else can go away. Then the Discord community, they are in USB 1 chat, so the mix minus is already applied, so that they don't hear themselves echoed back with the delay. But they want to hear you a little louder, so let's go to the USB 1 chat output, take out the USB 1 chat input to recreate the mix minus setup, and turn up mic 1 for the USB 1 chat output, so that they hear you a little louder as they requested. Meanwhile, Sir Paul McCartney on the Zoom call complains that George Harrison's guitar is way too loud for him, so let's turn down mic 4 for him. He also doesn't need to hear the Discord chat, so let's take out USB 1 chat from what he hears, which is sent out to Zoom from the USB 2 secondary. Oh, and you promised your mom that you let her listen to the rehearsal, so you call her over the phone that's connected to the RØDECaster Pro 2 over Bluetooth. So first you need to take out the Bluetooth input from the Bluetooth output, this is the mix minus, so that your mom doesn't hear herself back as an echo. Then you take out the Discord for her and the USB 1 as agreed up front, because that's just the sound of your recording computer. Now you need to go back and take out your mom's voice, which is the Bluetooth input, from everyone. And this is how you create customized submixes for each output. And that's 10 different mixes for the same show. And that is simply mind-blowing. So below $1,000, this here, what the RØDECaster Pro 2 offers with its 10 submixes for the 10 different outputs, is simply unrivaled. And even if you would compare it to devices above $1,000, I would argue that here it has been solved in the most intuitive way. This whole update comes with an update of the accompanying software Rode Central, which received quite a big overhaul. It is also in beta for now, with version number 2.0.15 beta. So if you are using the RØDECaster Pro 2 with the 1.0.8 aka SUBMIXES beta or above, you need to use at least the Rode Central 2.0.15 beta with it, and there's quite a few updates to it. One being that you can control this entire routing and submixes setup from there. You'd go to device configuration, then outputs, because you want to control what's being sent out from the RØDECaster Pro 2, then routing. And here you can select which output channels you want to set up a custom submix for out of the 10 possibilities, which are the 4 headphone ports, the main monitor output, what's being recorded on the SD card or a USB drive, then Bluetooth, USB 1 main, USB 1 chat, and USB 2 secondary, and off you go. You can play around with the channel volumes for each output listed above, or exclude any input from being outputted from any output to your liking by clicking the chain link button twice. Circling to this button here also has the impact that in case you want to revert back to the main mix's volume for an input, you just click it 3 times or circle through the 3 options and it reverts back to whatever is on the main mix, which is quite convenient. Also, it is in live sync with whatever you do on the device itself and vice versa. Really nice. The chain button is an interesting feature in itself though, as you can link the submix and the main mix together, which is the default setting. So while the submix's volume is different to the main mix, if you move the main mix's volume, the submix will move with it. It behaves smartly, so if your submix's volume is lower and you move the main mix's fader down, the submix will hit 0 first, but then the main mix will follow and hit 0 a little bit later. But if you start to move it up again, it remembers the distance between the main mix and the submix, and as soon as it reaches it, it will start to pull up the submix volume too. And that's what linking the volume does. They move together with the main mix. Or you can delink it by pressing it once, and it is now a yellow broken chain icon, which means that the submix and the main mix are independent. The third click, as you have seen it in the Beatles example many times, removes the source channel altogether from the submix, and this was the custom routing function we had in the previous firmware. So what are the other use cases for submixes? Well, gaming, for sure, that's a biggie. Gamers and gaming streamers were yelling for this feature since the release, basically. For musicians, you just saw it demoed. It is a game changer for both recording and rehearsals, as well as for live performances, mainly because you have the option to change not only the submixes for the digital outputs, but also for the analog outputs, including the headphone ports, which is exactly what musicians needed. But not only that, now you can use the RØDECaster Pro 2 as an external preamp and a channel strip for the analog inputs and route them into a bigger interface using the headphone ports, each of them set up to send only a single mic channel out. Plus you can send out one of the digital channels via the main monitors as well. For podcasters, the new submixes function on the RØDECaster Pro 2 enables recording even more remote guests. So far, the RØDECaster Pro 2 could record up to 4 remote guests simultaneously using a mix-minus routing on its 4 digital channels. Now it can be extended by another 3 using the good old IRIG2 method and the custom mixes for the 4 headphone ports, which brings up the number of remote guests that can be recorded at the same time with the RØDECaster Pro 2 to no less than 7. Crazy! And all in all, this is a fantastic update, which takes the RØDECaster Pro 2 to yet another whole new level, previously only seen in much higher-end digital mixers. Is it perfect now? Not yet, as streamers are still waiting for the ability to add more USB channels to route their different audio sources to, like they can do in the new Unify software, or in Wavelink, or in the Go XLR software. That's still to come, just like the 23 other features that were listed in Røde's survey back in August 2022. Lastly, having submixes on board, now you better check before you press record if you have set up any submixes in the outputs routing menu, as there is no indication for it on the main screen whatsoever. So you may very well think that you are recording everything to the SD card, whereas if you forgot that you have for some reason created a submix for the SD card in which you have excluded your mic from being sent out to the SD card output, then you will end up happily looking at the red record button, speaking into your mic, and then not having recorded anything. Also, if you want to try this firmware, you need to register to the beta program. I'll link it in the description. It's free and super easy to set up, but beware, it is beta, so it does have its risks. For me, for example, the Bluetooth output is not working very well on the beta software, so at the moment I can't actually make Bluetooth phone calls reliably with the RØDECaster Pro 2, and surely this will be corrected in a final public release, but until it's in beta, you need to be aware that you have these kind of risks. I hope you found this guide useful. If so, give me a like and consider subscribing to this channel for more of this kind of content. Bye for now.